The next person up is a dear friend, Alan Gann, who used to sit in our circles at the house concert in Wiley, and he would always get a chance every time around the circle. It didn't matter, he wasn't playing a song. He always had something good to bring to us. And this is Alan Gann.
So, thinking about Tom and Louise, one of the things that they had in common is this very non-judgmental air about them. Louise could listen when I would find her and corner her and tell her about what's going on with my mom. And my mom had Alzheimer's, and we were doing all the difficult things that you had to do during that. And there weren't a lot of people that I could just corner and sort of let loose on, and she was a very, very good listener. And Tom, well, I'm a birder, among other things, and I would sometimes bird up near Lake Lavon, near where they would live, and I would just drop in on them at random. And if you dropped in on Tom in the spring, you needed to be at least aware that he might be working in his garden, and so he would be dirty and naked, and he would come give you a hug the way men do. And it was fine, because he was Tom, and that's what Tom did. And so I was thinking about those two things, and I was thinking about how we miss, how that non-judgmental attitude is not real common in today's society, and how we need more of it. Oh, did I just get political for just half a second? I'm sorry. But I'll say what I've said before about why we do things like this. This isn't for Tom. It's for us. And it's not even for us. It's for that hole inside of us, because we miss these people. And it hurts when we miss these people. And these nights don't fill that hole, but they begin to just round off the loose edges of that hole that's inside each of us. And I'm not a real griefy person. I'm not big on grief. I believe that death is sort of one of the wonderful parts of life. And the fact that people die gives us a chance to remember all the wonderful things about them. But Tom's death did throw me into a griefy loop, because Tom's death represented so much more than just the passing of one person. It was sort of the passing of an era. It was a passing of when Kerrville used to be better. It was a passing, well, I mean, everything used to be better. We have finally reached the age where everything used to be better. And it was a passing of that community that happened around the circles at Tom's thing. And it was rattlesnakes for breakfast, for instance. Well, while Tom was a road hump, when Paul Sanchez played his house concert, there was a song circle late into a night, and then we wandered off to bed, because you could sleep at Tom and Linda's anytime you wanted to. And you woke up, and what did Tom serving us for breakfast? Rattlesnakes. It was back when I still ate meat, and yes, it was the only time I ever had rattlesnake was at Tom Knows that morning. And so I was thinking about all of this and Tom and the songs that he sang, and I wrote this poem called Without Tom. On a sleepy, endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, the first prokaryotic cell twitched, and 3.8 billion evolutionary years later, Tom Knows sang out his heart. He sang out our soul. He did not know how well he sang. It just made him whole. Like the jagged hole inside each one of us, the jagged hole we are trying to fill with these stories, these memories, these jagged hole, the hole that Tom saw in each one of us, the rings of Saturn, the glass of wine, the circle of friends that he saw. Each and every one of us is wholly human, like the major who knew and the colonel who flew. whole like a pair of twins, whole like the heretic prayer that Galileo may or may not have prayed. Tom would be the first to deny that the DNA that made him whole was any more special than your double helix or mine. But Tom doesn't have to live without ever hearing his laugh again. Tom doesn't have to know that he will never welcome us into his house again, never pour us another glass, offer us another bed, another ride, another soak. So without Tom, we must fill the hole with laughter. We must make our homes welcoming places. We must see each and every one of us as wholly human, each and every one of us as holy now.